It's amazing to be back and to let you know that over 250 million children worldwide do not have the basic literacy skill, and in Nigeria, the statistics are as worrying. Now, over 4 in 10 children in government primary schools cannot read, and worse, up to 8 out of 10 are unable to read comprehension. Where does this leave us? Well, on this note, I will be welcoming you to this topic, improving reading culture in the society. And this morning we have a guest in the house who's going to be helping us talk about improving the reading culture in our society. I'm talking about Mr. Benjamin Okafor, as a student and also an author. Good to have you on the program.
Yeah, good morning and welcome to Anambra Broadcasting Service on this topic, improving reading culture in the society.
All right, good to have you. Well, you just had that. Over 250 million children worldwide do not have the basic literacy skill. And in Nigeria, the statistics are worrying. To you, when we talk about improving reading culture in the society, what does it mean to you?
Okay, and when you talk about improving reading culture in the society, it's actually part of promoting the society through books, because I believe there are some certain knowledge, there are so many things to learn through books and through reading as well. So when you talk about improving the reading culture, we are talking about language interference and so many reading abilities which will enhance students for a better future as well.
But then apart from students, because it seems we are talking about just to read and pass examination when we talk about students, apart from students, generally now, you heard the intro he read about how many? 250 million children. They don't even read. And when people that read, they cannot read comprehensively. Now, how will you rate the reading culture amongst the youth, apart from students who are in school, who are reading to pass their examination, who are in school, and children who are growing up, probably they're in school too, but then the youths especially?
You know, when it comes to our society nowadays, you find out that the youth basically after money. They are kind of chasing of money, actually warrant them not or deprive them the reading ability, which we expected that every youth should at least have that reading ability, be reading books, whether you are in school or not, whether you are a student or not. Reading is something that is generally, you read in order to acquire knowledge. You study daily, on a daily basis. That's why I love one of my mentors as well, late Professor Chinua Achebe, who says that through reading with books, you get knowledge, insights, and all that. So to the youth as well, I expected that the youth should start reading because of the poor reading culture which is taking place in the society.
Okay, hold it there a little bit.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV set. All right, let's make it easy for both parties. Of course, you there, we here, as much as possible. When you call us, turn down the volume of your TV set, or better still, just move away from your TV set so we can have a very clear conversation this morning. Before that call came in, you were talking about...
Yeah, I'm still referring to the youth in the society, which I'm talking about the poor reading culture, which is taking place within. When you see the youth in the society, like I said in Ab Initio, they after money this nowadays. Nobody wants to study, nobody wants to read. Even some of them in the streets, whether you are in the streets, whether you are a student, because they actually think that, okay, reading is something that is meant for students as well. Whereas I'm not in school, therefore I can't read. No, that is the mindset they have. But you can pick up a book. There are so many of them to read, and that will help you in that area you are, in anything you are doing. Even as a business business youth as well, you can pick up some books that will help to direct your steps.
All right, quickly, Benjamin, tell us, how did you start? Because we know that you're still in school, right?
Yes.
And you have been able to write some books. I don't know if it's 1 or 2, but you are an author.
Yes.
How did you start?
Okay, I started my writing career in the year 2015, where I'm still in my SS2 as a student. I am now in my second year of a Federal Polytechnic Oko, Department of Mass Communication. So I started too early. I started writing from my primary education, though it wasn't serious then, because we have a lack of sponsorship, especially through books. Even as a writer, you find it cumbersome for some people.
All right, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. All right, go ahead.
You understand what I mean? Even as a writer as well, you find it very cumbersome for some people to help you and get your work published. Okay. So it wasn't easy for me. But I give God the glory up to today. Now I have 4 published work, which one of them I think neither rain nor dew.
You have it here. Let's get to see it.
The book is actually.
This is neither rain nor dew.
Yes.
You said you have 4 works.
4 works, yeah.
It was quite difficult. I know you had some challenges writing your books. Like
yes,
you talked
yes,
about.
So what are those challenges?
There always be challenges. Number one, a lack of sponsorship. You know, for you to get your work published, due to that poor reading culture, majority don't believe in books. So if you are presenting your books to them, this is my work, can you actually help me and get it published? Most of them will be like, what is this guy talking about? Because of inability to believe that reading is possible. So there are so many challenges, especially lack of sponsorship. And then the reading as well. Students, they don't read.
So what are those things that you think make students or youths of nowadays not to have interest in reading?
In reading, yeah. First of all is, will I say technology as well? Because the youth and the student as well believe so much in watching movies, watching music, sports and all that. Therefore, with that technological mindset, they find it very cumbersome to actually get a work to read, to bend down and read. Instead, the person will choose to watch movies and whatever they are going on in internet to do. So it's very, very difficult for them to read because of that technological aspect of it.
Okay, but the way you sounded now about the technology, it looks as if it's utterly bad. Are there positives talking about this technology?
Because I know there are a lot of books that are published online. You can still read them from that place.
A lot of people go and say, they want to go download an ebook and probably get to read and stuff. So I understand the fact that a lot of students waste precious time on the internet. It's part of the technology you're talking about, right?
Yes.
And you see them, they're always on the internet from morning till night. And at the end of the day, it looks as if they've not done anything, useful for that day. But are there positives? Are there advantages of this technology as regards to improving reading culture?
Yeah, definitely. There is, like you said, there are so many books that are published online, which students can go there to read. And as well, there are so many writers' blogs, which you can belong to any and find it so captivating to enjoy yourself over there with books. There are so many books online, but you find them instead, the person will be wasting time in WhatsApp, even as well Facebook, without any meaningful something. You see a student spending more than 4 hours in the internet without any positivity. But I believe that if that technological aspect, they put it in reading some books and all that, it will help to enhance them. It will promote the reading culture. So we are talking about.
So now, how do we make them to understand all this? We are just talking now as these are the things we need to do. How do we make them to understand that they don't need to waste time on the internet, maybe surfing the internet and looking for pictures or downloading or watching movies, but they can actually improve themselves, improve their reading culture through the ebooks or what we have in the internet?
Yeah, we can make that.
All right, but before you answer that question, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Please help us. Turn down the volume. All right, I'm pleading and I'm begging. Let's be happy this morning. We're still in the Easter season. As much as possible, when you call us, please tone down the volume of your TV set, or better still, move away from it so we can hear you clearly, because there's a whole back where you try to hear yourself and hear us, alongside. So please, just tone down the volume and let's make it happen. So she asked the question. You were saying something.
Yeah, like I'm saying, this is actually part of letting them to know that actually they can as well get some positive facts online. and asking how to let them know as well. Writers and so many people should, artists should learn how to broadcast their works very well, so that I think those WhatsApp, those Facebook, if the advertisement is very, very okay, the broadcasting of the work, so the majority of them might find it interesting to actually go and know what the writer is talking about. So it's part of letting them know that definitely reading is possible and it can promote the society as well.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Wait, let's check this. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Your name and location. Your name and location.
I like your topic very much this morning.
Thank you very much. What's your name?
A lot of our youth engage in wasting their time on the internet. Why they can develop better and be useful.
All right, I really think network is disturbing, but of course, just keep calling. We'll be here to take your calls. Now, let me ask, because when we talk about improving reading culture in the society, we know it's almost difficult these days when you even get to the school, the primary school, the secondary school, even the university. You find out it's hard for people to read, and embrace it, make it something part of them. Now, my question is, what are the roles parents and teachers should play as regards to helping the students or anyone improve their reading culture?
Parents and the teachers as well should play a very vital role in helping the students and the children as well to start reading. There's what I do tell people about catching a child young. Okay. When a child is actually young, the parents should imbue the child, likewise the teachers, with books, with the way of reading. That's why Abraham Lincoln, I have to say that when your child is growing, you teach him the power of books. With that, the child will keep on growing with it. Because even the book of Proverbs 22 verse 6, teaching a child and letting the child in the way he should grow, so that when the child is old, you not depart from it. Definitely, I'm part of it. Because when I was that kind early, I know how my mom and some teachers due to treat me then. They have to force me to read. It's a must. And even then, my mom can even deprive me food because of not reading some areas. She asks me to do. And with that, I find myself, finding it very, very captivating to read. I go to bookshops, pick books. That was because at early stage, they actually taught me and built me. So the parents and the teachers should not relent in doing so, because some parents, all they care, even when they are watching the movie, they will allow the children to get involved in those movies, and then it's very, very, very difficult for that parents to ask the child, go and study your books. In as much as there are so many lessons, there are some lessons to learn in watching movies as well. But let them know that there
should be time for everything, right?
That's
all right, then let's talk about how should we really, really improve the reading culture. You've talked about how parents should help, parents and teachers. What about the government? How do you think they can come in and help the youths, the children, to improve on their reading ability?
Yeah, governments can also help in different ways, especially providing materials necessary for that, such as books. That's why I love Anambra State government, that they are doing well, because when it comes to books, they do a yearly book review, which they actually pick up some books students should be reading, especially the primary and the secondary one. But they should do more, they should help more, even libraries as well. They should make it easier for anybody to go to public libraries and actually get a copy of the books he or she wants to read. They should as well try as much as possible to take charge of the skills, make it as their duty to actually monitor some of these teachers in the school as well.
All right, let me pause you there. I was still talking about improving reading culture in the society and, of course, the way forward. We'll be going for a short break. And when we return, it continues. Don't go anywhere.
life evolves. You should too. 3G is great. 4G is better. Buy an Airtel SIM to enjoy double data on Nigeria's widest 4G network. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Anambra, ekene munu.
Hi people, this is your favorite Igbolicious babe, Rachel Okonkwo, aka Nkoliwansuga.
My name's John Ikechukwoga.
I am Honorable Dr. P.T. Bida, member representing Njikoka 2 in Anambra State House of Assembly.
Afambo Nze Uche Nwora, Managing Director, CEO, Anambra Broadcasting Service.
My name is Colette Madike, beauty queen, filmmaker, and you're watching.
You are watching
Inekili
ABS TV.
Never you ever touch that dial.
Keep watching ABS. I love them. Yeah, I like them.
It is ABS TV. All the time. ABS.
ABS, the heartbeat of the East.
Well, glad to have you back, and it's important to tell you that we've been joined by Professor Ngozi Chuma Ude, a professor of English, a former Dean Faculty of Arts, Chukwemeka Odumegwu University, and award-winning The Echoes of a New Dawn, a winner African Women Writers 2010 Masterpiece. Bossy, good to have you in the program.
Good to have you too. Hello, viewer.
Well, we're talking about improving reading culture, and I just got to know about this great award, being a winner African Women Writers 2010 Masterpiece. How did it all start for you? And talking about improving reading culture, how far has it taken you as a person?
Reading maketh a man. And I've always said that a society is as big as its learned citizens. And a man is as big as the knowledge in him. And the knowledge in a man is acquired through reading. So reading is that utmost perfection of a soul, of an accomplished soul. Reading culture is about one of the most important aspects of a developing society. If the reading culture is dead, the society is almost comatose, because books are synonymous with development.
All right, we also have an author in the house, and I want to believe that you also authored this book, Echoes of a New Dawn.
Yes, it's my 5th novel.
Your 5th novel?
Yes.
Okay. What was it all about? And
it's a feminist novel. I am a feminist writer.
Okay.
I go around the world preaching deliverance of the girl child. Okay. Yes, that's my basic knowledge, and I pursue the cause of women in critical societal conditions. So Echoes of a New Dawn is a feminist novel targeted at the kind of widowhood rights, pessimistic, retrogressive widowhood rights meted on women at the demise of their husbands. This is, most of them are archaic traditions, but they have persisted to present day. I mean, sort of bringing a kind of shackle to womanhood.
All right. In other words, it means that people actually need to read this book, especially those that are suffering. I mean, the widows, for them to learn. But the case is different in Nigeria, because I remember that saying that said, if you want to hide something from in Nigeria, put it inside a book. Now, a black man, okay, let's not just say Nigeria, a black man, but I'm just narrowing it down to Nigerians. What's your say on that? As in, now you've rated the reading culture, you've watched, you're a professor, you're in the school system, you've watched and you've seen. How would you then rate the reading culture of youth, women, and children in our society today?
Below par, below average. So what we are praying for is that something should be done, because the demise of the reading culture is obviously affecting our society.
So you talked about what should be done, because we can come on and talk about improving this. What are those things that should be done? The rules, parents, teachers, elders, what?
Yeah, generally, how should it be improved?
Book intensive programs should be supported by the government and by the stakeholders. And from the home, children should be introduced into reading more than watching televisions, more than playing with phones. Introduce the children, let the children grow up among books, and let there be a culture of pick a book at least once in 2 weeks. By the way, how long ago have you read a book?
This morning.
Maybe we should put that in the school curriculum as book reading. It's
definitely they read. No, they have aspects of it. They read literature.
Okay.
From JS3, they read literature in junior secondary school. Then senior secondary school, you have to choose, and literature is a full-blown course. But what we are saying is, let life be infused into the reading culture.
And most students just read to pass their examination, not
cram a few portions that will make them scale through. Yeah. Let this reading be an internalized aspect of life. Yes.
All right, let's come back to you. Benjamin, you said this is your 4th book?
Yes, definitely.
And, neither rain nor dew. So tell us about this book. Let's know what motivated you to write this book and what is it all about.
Okay, I actually wrote the work, neither rain nor dew, in order to correct some misnomer in the societies. Like when you look at the book cover now, you see the green and white appearing there, actually showing the country Nigerian. Then the black shadow talking about the dark, the situation, how the situation is in the country. And then a person shedding tears, tears of the poor masses as well, using just an eye to shed tears, meaning that some people cannot cope with the situation. Some people can as well cope with the situation. So the book is all about writing to correct those misnomers in the society, that the poor ones, those people that cannot afford anything, should as well be encouraged. Because I actually know that the poor are getting poorer day by day, and the rich getting richer. Maybe out of jealousness, wickedness, and so many intimidation. So I try my best to put it in writing, so as to know if I can correct those.
Time is really now, because we have to run now. Professor, quickly, what do you have to tell people out there, the people watching, the parents, the teachers, everyone who should be involved in promoting reading culture?
All hands should be on deck. If you don't know how to read, encourage your child to learn. Buy books for your children. Let it be a culture. Develop this attitude of reading. Even if it is written on the back of trees, read. It will make for progress in the society. Parents, teachers, let the children learn to read.
All right, from you, Benjamin, quickly. What's your last word?
And like my professor said, the one I want to say is based on the government as well. They should start encouraging writers, in as much as they are doing so, but they should as well support writers in a more grand way. they should as well encourage these people, both the young and the old writers, in order to put so many works down. They should as well have some programs that promote book reading as well in the society at large.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Benjamin Okafor. You're a student and an author. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Professor Ngozi Chuma Ude, Professor of English and the writer of Acres of a New Dawn and winner of African Women Writers 2010 Masterpiece. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right, that's it on improving reading culture in a society. We are going on a short break, but we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.